Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Zaron.
Oh, man, so good to see you.
It's good to see you.
I got a question while you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's ridiculous?
I do.
Okay.
I have a mashup for you. Don't get mad. Blame Alana from Instagram.
You were on such a good run. You started strong and you just right into the dirt.
Hey, how you doing? So listen, this exciting collaboration brings together two names that stand for grit, reliability, and performance under pressure. Now, you know that guy.
Corningware.
You know that guy, Cal Raleigh?
Yeah, the baseball player.
Boy?
The Mariner.
Yeah, he's been like tearing it up.
Yeah, 60 home runs.
Yeah, he's a good big dog.
Seventh person to do 60 home runs in a season.
He was the first catcher to win the home run derby.
Oh, look at him.
Look at little boy. Anyway, he has a collab.
Is it about his dumper?
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Let me read you the beginning of this press release. Honey Bucket, a leader in portable sanitation services, is proud to announce a new partnership with Seattle's powerhouse catcher and fan favorite all-star Cal Raleigh, affectionately known as Big Dumper. Mm-hmm. So you know what Honey Bucket is?
His backside? Is that what the ladies call his backside?
No, the
old honey bucket. Bring that honey bucket over here. I want to dance with you, Cal.
The porta potties or the honey buckets.
Yeah, honey wagon, honey bucket, yeah.
Yeah, and so they're collaborating, whether it's behind the plate or behind the scenes at construction sites, community events, and stadiums. Both Raleigh and Honey Bucket share one mission: deliver when it counts.
A porta potty as your sponsor.
So what is this collab, right?
How
does
collab?
one collab with a porta potty?
You finally got one I'm curious about.
All right. As part of the partnership, fans can expect appearances. You go to
He shows up or the porta potty
you
does?
go to a college football game and there's porta potties and you open it and he pops out.
It's like, do you want to use the dumper?
Did
you want to talk to the dumper?
The toilet. I was going to say some horrible, disgusting
I know. I was trying to stall you.
I know, and I was like...
It's covering for you.
So you can see the delight on my face. Anyway, appearances, exclusive content, and promotional campaigns, all centered around changing expectations for what people can expect from portable restrooms.
I was so curious where that end of that sentence would be.
Well, here's the thing.
What people can expect from portable restrooms.
This was announced in July, and they're like, oh, we'll have more for you later. They have merch.
Really?
So you can get like shirts, baby onesies, and sweatshirts with, it's this picture, we'll put it on Instagram, of him coming out of a porta potty with giving the thumbs up.
Oh, it's a thumbs up. I thought he had a drink in his hand.
No, he's got his thumbs up like, I did it, Mom. I wiped myself.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I do it myself.
Sweetie, did you wash your hands? No, go back and wash your hands. So they
Both
have that.
hands.
They also, you can get like a jersey, a baseball jersey that says Honey Bucket on the front.
Wow, and Big Dumper on the
Big
back.
Dumper on the back, which I think you need.
I think we both need.
And yeah.
I do want a sticker for my hard hat.
Okay. Honey Dumper
Big
X.
Dumper.
Honey Bucket X Big Dumper. Okay. Well, yeah, let's work on that. Anyway, that's ridiculous.
You did it, Elizabeth. You finally came up with a mashup that I actually enjoyed. I felt no irritation.
I'm not going to take credit because in the beginning I was shifting blame to Alana on Instagram.
Thank you, Alana, for.
But I'm going to give her the credit, not the blame.
That was beautiful.
Good job, girl.
Well, hey, sit back down. I got a question for you also.
I thought I was done for today.
I got something for you that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so imagine like robbing a casino.
Okay,
right?
I could see myself doing that.
Because basically you want to be a real life Danny Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like mostly because you have a hard time separating fact from fiction and movies from the real world.
This is me. You're talking about me.
You'll love this. This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, and cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% what? 100% what? 100% ridiculous.
What? Oh, I came in late.
Elizabeth. I have a story today for you about a casino heist.
I love it.
Right?
I
Those
love
are
it
always
already.
fun.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, no harm, no foul. I'm just robbing this place that robs everybody.
Exactly.
Robs retirees 24/7.
Exactly. And it used to be that you'd be robbing the mob, but now you're robbing corporations.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
Totally. And the mob is now corporations, so it all merged together.
Precisely.
As we've seen time and time again, the crimers who pull off casino robberies were often inspired by movies. So that's like a lot of the robberies we see. People who do bank jobs are inspired by the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one, they didn't go with a movie by Michael Mann and his like graduate level program of how to become a criminal.
Sure.
Instead, they went with something, well, they were inspired by George Clooney and Brad Pitt and his Always Eating in the Ocean's 11's movies.
So good, those
right?
movies.
Now, before we get into this, though, I need to go over a little backstory.
Okay.
Quick question.
I love backstory, P.S.
I know you do. That's why I did it
for
you.
Thank you.
Quick question. Have you ever heard of the Soboba Casino?
The Soboba.
I know.
Labubu?
It sounds like a character from Star Wars, like Soboba Casino, Bochula. But
it sounds like one of those app video games.
Yeah, totally.
That we would read an ad for. That like you win like
stars and
you win
sound
like
effects.
NFTs of boba tea. That's all you win, but it costs you money.
Somehow you're paying for
this. But yet it's not a casino, but
this.
it's called casino, and we read these ads, and we're happy to do so. Everybody, I just need to. Are they listening?
No.
They were so happy. Anyway.
Soboba Casino, it's a real place. It's located here in California. Soboba Casino. It's located in Riverside County.
Okay.
Now, you may be thinking, no, wait a minute, Zaron.
It's down south.
How is there a casino in Riverside County when casino-style gambling isn't legal in California?
Oh,
right?
It is.
But I know you know this.
Mm-hmm.
Here in California, while casino gambling is illegal, we do have Indian casinos.
We do.
Which are legal. Why? Because they're on an Indian reservation. They got their own rules and laws because of that, which is why down in Riverside County, where they gave a large amount of land to reservations, there are a number of Indian gaming casinos.
Yeah.
And because I know you're curious, Elizabeth.
I am so curious.
And you have many questions.
I have so many questions.
I have many answers.
Awesome.
Well, like, for instance, I went and I looked up how many Indian reservations there are in Riverside County because I remember, I'm like, what, there's like this casino and that casino. I looked it up for you because I didn't want you to be like, how many are there?
Oh my
I
gosh,
didn't know.
thank you.
So there's the Agua Caliente Casino Resort Spa in Rancho Mirage.
I've heard of that.
Right? And then there's the Spa Resort Casino in Palm Springs. Those are both casinos from the Agua Caliente Band of Cahuilla Indians of the Agua Caliente Indian Reservation.
Yes.
There's also the Augustine Casino in Coachella. That's a casino that belongs to the Augustine Band of Cahuilla Indians of the Augustine Reservation.
Uh-huh.
Then there's the Spotlight 29 Casino. That's also in Coachella, which belongs to the 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians of California. Then there's the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino nearby Indio, which belongs to the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we can't leave out the big dog, Morongo Casino Resort and Spa in Cabazon, before the Morongo Band of Mission Indians. And then the other big dog, Pachanga Resort and Casino in Temecula. That one belongs to the Pachanga Band of Luisino Mission Indians at the Pachanga Reservation. And then there's also the Cahuilla Casino in Anza, which belongs to the Cahuilla Band of Indians. And then lastly, there's Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, which belongs to the Soboba land of Luisino Indians. So that's the spot I want to tell you about today.
Got it.
Now, you may be thinking, that's a lot of casinos in one county.
Sure.
Riverside County is huge. And
it is.
You would be right. That is still a lot.
Yeah.
But that's nothing because according to the California Gambling Control Commission, I looked this up. As of 2025, there are 76 Indian casinos and 5 mini casinos in the state of California. And they are owned by 73 of the state's 109 tribes.
76?
Yeah. And in case you're also wondering, of those 73 tribes, they have a deal where for the ones who don't own casinos, they have a revenue sharing program. So all 109 tribes benefit from the 73 Indian casinos and 5 mini casinos.
Yeah.
Guess how much it brings in a year in revenue?
Oh, I'm terrified to know.
$9 billion.
$9 billion with a B?
Yes.
Right,
that's nothing to sneeze at.
No.
And that's what I want to tell you today's story is about. Some brash crimers got the idea. We should get our hands on a piece of those sweet, sweet billions.
Oh, no.
All right, so back to the Soboba Casino.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Soboba Casino
at
all?
No, never heard of it.
Let me familiarize you
I've heard
bit.
of Cache Creek.
That's up here, yeah.
Up here, that's the one I'm familiar. And there's one in like San Pablo.
Yeah, San Pablo, yeah, totally.
These must take a huge chunk out of Vegas.
Well, some of them also you'll see are just card rooms, but they're called casinos.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to that later.
They don't have sports book there.
No, don't have sports book. I don't know. The card rooms don't have sports book, and they usually don't have table games. It's like, slot machines.
Oh,
they just have limited table games.
Okay.
Now, according to the website about Soboba Casino Resort, it, quote, offers spectacular views of the San Jacinto Mountains and is located just outside the cities of San Jacinto and Hemet.
Hemet.
Right? When was the last time you were in Hemet, Elizabeth?
Woo-wee.
Or how about
a dog's age?
How about San Jacinto? Have you been down there recently? Just 85 miles east of LA, for those who don't know.
I know, but I haven't been down there in a long time, but, I know people there.
That's what I was thinking. I thought,
Me too.
Now, this property that I'm describing, the Soboba Casino, is 474 square foot property.
I do need to mention, though, if you're not familiar with the area, it is very arid.
Oh, yeah.
There's, very little vegetation.
No, it's desert. It's high desert.
It's high desert.
Dry mountains,
It's not that far. I mean,
it looks a lot like outside of Vegas.
Yeah. For California mileage, 85 miles isn't a lot.
Yeah. No, that's like an hour and a half drive.
And when we say it's 85 from LA, it doesn't resemble Los Angeles writ large in any way,
not
shape,
at all.
or form.
Like nothing. It is the complete desert like you would see in a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, it's this property is situated on over 200 acres, Elizabeth, and the resort features, quote, a first-class casino, a hotel, and a PGA-rated golf course.
Oh, which is exactly what you want in the desert.
Right? Standing out there in his passion balls.
We have plenty of water here.
Now, I know you don't golf, but it is still fun. And so I should point out, you could dress up like you golf and just walk around. Be like, oh, yes, I was on at that PGA-rated golf course you have here.
Yeah.
No, but if you're wondering what else is there to do, Zaron, I got answers for you, Elizabeth. At this 6-story resort, it offers luxury amenities, and when it comes to gambling, which you don't do, quote, with more than 2,100 slots and numerous table games, Soboba Casino Resort has more than 4,619 jackpot winners each month.
Now, do they have a cocktail lounge called the 19th Hole?
No, they don't, but that is always classy.
Aren't those the best?
Yeah.
But they have slots. My brother, when you're in Vegas, because we got family there and we go see them, and they have those signs about how there are casinos with loose slots.
Loose slots.
And so my brother always says it in an Eastern European accent of do they have loose slots?
Tell me, your casino is loose slots.
Loose slots? That's fun.
And this place is like JV Vegas, kind of. Even down to the scenery,
Pretty much.
It's if you're not ready for Vegas, you can go here and be like, okay,
it's the understudy.
I'm going to get my game together. So back to the resort's website. Quote, when you're ready for a break from the gaming tables or slot machines, you can enjoy a game of golf at the spectacular Soboba Springs golf course with waterfalls and streams to enhance their experience. Because it's in the desert.
Does it have
they're selling water.
Does it have a lazy river that you can float in while people are playing golf?
Just going past games, shouting at people.
That.
Cheers, Ford!
I love a lazy river, except for people pee in them.
What? The lazy rivers?
Don't you think?
Well, I assume people pee in any large body of water.
Right. So I don't mind the ocean, pee away, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of action, a lot of movement.
But
the urine's not getting to you.
Yeah, but a
lazy river, you're just downriver of the warm urine coming at you.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's
you're really on
kids.
a leaky body thing today.
I'm so about the leaky body today.
Well, if you wanted
Every
to
day.
relax in one of the hotel suites, we offer breathtaking views of the San Jacinto Valley. You like mountains, Elizabeth. We talked about this. Dry, dusty, bleak mountains.
Yeah. That's my favorite, is going to the mountains.
Let's skip the mountains. What about the hotel suites?
Could you please tell me about the hotel suites?
Bang up question. I'm so happy you asked.
Yeah.
According to this resort's website, which I did look up, each suite offers a taste of luxury with a wet bar, dining room, and sunken soaking tub. It's just a few of the unique amenities to create an oasis during your stay. Once again, selling water. They're really pushing water.
Really
I know it's the desert, but we got plenty of water. We're not like Palm Springs.
Please tell me they don't have the doors in the hotels, which I'm seeing more and more now, of the barn door.
Oh, for the shower.
Bathroom.
Oh, for the bathroom.
Where,
I don't know
the door. You don't really get to close the door.
Yeah, no. And there's all that air going around the sides.
Yeah, you're just sliding
so
a board in front of it,
and
then you have to hear people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes there's a shower, but no door.
Yeah, I want a bathroom door like a Mercedes car door. It's sealed.
I want to be hermetically
sealed in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't hear what's going on outside the car or inside the bathroom.
Even when I'm alone in the hotel room.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm talking about mostly.
I want to be in a little capsule.
So, Oh yeah, so since you're staying open-minded, and this is an unpaid advertisement for Soboba Casino. They didn't tell me to say any of this.
I'm getting a little suspicious,
right? But quote: after a long night of play in the casino, you can spend the day by the hotel pool, which includes poolside bar and grill, and for added convenience.
See,
right?
The swim-up bars also
once again pushing water.
That's a lot of peeing. I've seen the people who use the swim-up bars.
Bar, yeah, they probably do. Let one loose.
I love this weekend. You play golf?
I've got loose slots.
I'm really enjoying this Soboba Casino ridiculous crime mashup.
Well, to be fair, I also did check the reviews because I didn't want them to just tell me. I wanted to hear what someone who's been there who's like a little more honest. So on TripAdvisor, I found user CJ11, as in land, air, or CJ.
I see.
They wrote a review back in August of 2021, so rather recent, but not totally recent. And they're local. They're from Riverside, and I made sure that they weren't like somebody who was faking it, like worked for the casino. They have 56 contributions. 78 helpful votes. They are a TripAdvisor power user, Elizabeth.
I love that.
So I don't think this is funny. But anyway, CJ, they wrote a review with the title, I loved it, but.
Ooh, right? That's when my eyes get wide.
Totally automatic tension. You're like, I loved it,
my pupils dilate.
This story goes in two directions right off the bat. So they commented, quote, this casino hotel was great. I got early check-in. The room was nice. I don't know why they only have double beds in the queen's room, but the food was good and reasonable. Everything was clean. The slots were loose.
Bingo.
I won $400. Housekeeping, the front desk were friendly. So that all sounds good.
Yeah,
where's the butt part?
Yeah.
Where's the dumper?
Give me the honey bucket.
So back to CJ11. They also wrote that here's where I had a few problems. Number one was the pool. Now, this pool is beautiful and spacious, and it has a bar and a grill. Problem was the kids. Why are kids in an adult pool in a casino? They were loud and squirting water guns at each other. And when I went to the other side of the pool, they migrated over there. I came here to get away from my own kids. Lol.
Oh.
Girl, I've been there. But usually I was the kid with the squirt gun. But I've been there. I relate. Now, CJ11, she also had complaints about the hotel security guard. They asked the couple to show their room keys despite having pool wristbands, and this really bothered CJ11. They reviewed it as, quote, what the hell? I paid good money to stay there, and that's how we get treated? There was an older lady walking behind us, and he didn't question her at all. Yeah, I'm not sure old ladies should get hassled too is really the argument I go for in my review, but what do I know? I don't write casino reviews. Anyway, CJ11's final complaint was about the pool bar and how their husband purchased 4 canned drinks, but they only received 2. What a travesty.
Oh, no.
All right, so don't worry, Elizabeth. They got it all sorted at CJ11
Where are my
reports.
Michelob Ultras?
In the morning, Eduardo was very kind and made sure we were not charged. Now, for me, the key point to this review is how the security guard was on it to check the guests to ensure they had room keys.
Yeah.
More so than we got our Bud Lights and reimbursed. But that's the whole point, the security guard, because that brings us to the crimers of today.
Yes.
Because those were the same security guards that the heist men would take advantage of when they decided to rob this joint.
Oh, you're kidding.
I mean, like when these folks weren't properly hassling guests, how would they fare when they were confronted with a casino heist?
That's the big dog
Let
right
me
there.
see your wrist key or whatever.
Exactly, whatever that is.
Yeah, let's take a little break, Elizabeth. And after these piping hot advertisements, fresh out of the oven, we'll get to the heist.
Yes.
We're back, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You finally ready to get to this casino heist?
Not really. I'd like to hear more reviews about the Soboba.
Well, first up, I need to introduce you to a 25-year-old Rolando Ramos, a.k.a. the mastermind.
Oh.
Rolando Ramos had worked at the casino for about 2 years. He was responsible for maintaining the casino resort's video surveillance cameras, of which there are many.
He was the eyes of Sobobs.
Yeah, exactly. Soboba Bashuda. Now, he knew where all the blind spots were, obviously, because he knew where the cameras were. He fixed them.
Sure.
And then there was his partner in crime, literally 23-year-old Eric Aguilera. He was a security guard at the casino resort also, and which means both fellows work at the Soboba casino, and that means this was an inside job.
God bless.
Now, between the two of them, they had an exhaustive understanding of all the inner workings of this place, right? They know how this casino operates, and that would be key. Right? I mean, they know how to beat themselves. They're trying to stop this exact thing all day long. So all day long, they're practicing how could I rob this place?
Yeah. So your mind wanders at work.
Totally. It's a nice little hobby to have.
At least mine does.
Daydream about, like, if I was robbing me,
yeah,
how would I beat me?
I'll admit, sometimes I sit here and I think, like, how would I break into Zaron's car when he's not paying attention? How would I pickpocket Dave? And then it's like all of a sudden the commercials are on. I'm like,
what happened?
Crap.
I
have no idea what he just told me.
Yeah. So you've met our robbers, our crimers of the day, Rolando Ramos and Eric Aguilera.
Yeah.
Now, Rolando was a local from Hemet. He seems he had some personal reasons for choosing to pull this heist. You see, Elizabeth, Rolando had declared bankruptcy the year prior.
Oof.
And that was due to personal loans and a car loan that was delinquent. A bunch of people were after him for loans.
Yeah.
He also, as his one friend described it, he was despondent about a recent breakup with his girlfriend.
Aww.
So, yeah, he's in a bad way.
Rob a bank about it or rob a casino about it.
Go big. You know, like, go take someone else's stuff. You lost something, take something.
Do a couple, like, vague postings on Facebook.
Of course, you got to let people know.
You know, like,
you're in
listen to some
place.
emo stuff and, you know, get in your feels and then go rob a casino.
Well, he got his friend, Eric Aguilera, his work friend, I think, who was the younger of the pair, the 23-year-old. He's also from nearby Hemet.
Did he get dumped too?
No. He had a girlfriend, a live-in girlfriend. They had 2 children together. He had a much more stable situation. So he didn't have the same personal reasons to pull off the casino heist. At least.
He had personal reasons to not.
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe
With
actually
children.
The live-in girlfriend was like, you know, we need to get a bigger place. And he's like, I'll rob my work. I don't know. These diapers are expensive, Elizabeth.
Well, maybe the kid is like 9 months old, but can suddenly speak. And he's in the middle of the night, climbs into the bed and is like, psst, Eric. He's like, no, I'm Dad. No, psst, Eric.
Hey.
Rob the casino.
Yeah, I'm a prodigy for the. I feel, and I'm gonna need some really expensive music lessons.
His eyes were glowing.
Oh, I like this. Nice touch.
And he had long nails.
Does he do any dance?
Then
like
he
finger
climbed
dancing?
on the ceiling and he went back to his crib and was normal.
You're so Catholic.
I was there. It happened.
So for weeks, possibly months, this pair they cased this joint, and when I say the joint, I mean the casino where they worked.
So they just went to work basically.
Eventually, they're satisfied they know how to rob the place, how to beat their own system. So they pick a date for their robbery, August 2nd, 2007. The plan is simple, Elizabeth. The 2 men would drive to work like they did most days. Then they'd take Rolando's Ford Mustang, only Aguilera would be the one driving. And since, you know, he was going to be the getaway driver, he would drive, and then he would drop off Rolando at the casino for work. And then he'd drive around the surrounding neighborhood around the casino until he got like a text from Ramos, like, hey man, I'm done. Pick me up. I robbed the place. So come August 2nd, they did exactly what they do. They're like, let's put the plan into action. Fateful day. Aguilera drops off Rolando Ramos at work. Then he drives off, nervously waits for that text to come in as he's circling the casino in a Ford Mustang at like 4 a.m.
Oh, not suspicious.
Yeah, it's still dark outside, right? So at the casino, Rolando Ramos, he walks in like he does most other mornings for the last 2 years, right? Just like he's worked there. He shows up wearing his uniform. He's got his casino resort ID badge. He's wearing his trusty tool belt because, you know, he fixed his cameras like screwdriver.
Ratchet,
all the whole bit, right? Except for this day, he'd shown up to work, unlike the last 2 years. Within his tool belt, he's concealed a handgun, rolls of duct tape, and a container of pepper spray.
Oh.
Yeah, spicy.
That's very.
So once he's on the property, Rolando, he walks over to the security trailer, which he normally would do. Once again, now we're like 4:15 in the morning. In the security trailer, it's just one man, the security manager, the boss, right? He's like doing the overnight shift. Rolando greets him. They jibba-jabba, do some morning chit-chat. And then Rolando's like, hey, man, talks to the security manager, asks him to go to the back room with him. I need to like show you something. Like, I don't know what.
Come in the back room with me.
Do you got a second? So
he's all, no.
So the manager's like, again? I'm like, thinking nothing of it, he goes, right? The security manager follows his surveillance tech. And once they're in the back room, Rolando's like, hey, man, like, look over there, whatever. He pulls out his pepper spray and he gives his boss a blast of pepper spray straight to the dome, like right to the face. So,
here, the boss was like, fine, I'll look at your boil again and I'll tell you if it's bigger. Instead, he gets a face full of pepper spray.
Once again, the leaky body.
God,
you're all about
what
it.
is going on today?
So now that his boss is hacking and coughing and choking on pepper spray, Rolando knocks him down, and then he like whips out the duct tape and he binds the security manager's hands and feet, and he leaves his boss there, right? He's like, okay, step one. Then he goes back to the main part of the security trailer where there's now 2 security guards sitting there, and at this point, I think he anticipated them. Like, it's like a shift change, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, Rolando, he pulls out his handgun and he shows it to the security guards, like, what do you guys think? And then he points it at them, right?
They're like, why do you have that?
There's like, no one sees this coming, right? He's got the drop on them. So now they're facing a gun at 4 a.m. They're like, man, who's just coming to work?
Right.
So they do his orders. injured, right? So he walks them into the back room and the security manager's already bound. He's like, you see that? I want you guys like that. So he duct tapes them, right? Now he's got the 2 security guards and his boss all duct taped, bound up in this little back room. So then, this is where the embarrassing part is, Elizabeth. The handgun, it wasn't real. He pulls this all off with a BB gun.
I was going to say, was it a BB gun?
Oh, yeah, total BB gun.
Did he paint over the orange tip?
Well, they don't all have orange tips, but I think that they just didn't look. Maybe at the end they thought, this is what, a 22? He's using like a little squirrel hunting rifle.
It's 4 in the morning.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you're like, oh, it looks like a gun. Enough like a gun, I'm going to act like it's a gun.
What I like is that he held one at BB gun point and duct taped the other, and the one at BB gun point.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Didn't take a close look and be like, what in the world?
Totally. And I was wondering, how are they getting all this tape down? Like, you tape him, and then I'll tape you. I mean, like, what? So at this point, we got these security.
It's not worth the risk. If you're like, whatever. They pay me minimum wage. Tape on. Fine.
Yeah. I'll have a story for my wife when I get home. So the security professionals, right, who I hoped would know the difference between a real firearm and a kid's BB gun, but whatever. Nope. Skipping past that. At this point, we got the security manager, 2 guards bound. So Ramos moves on to step 3. He attempts to destroy some surveillance equipment.
Okay.
But according to the police reports and local news that I read, he did not destroy the recording equipment.
Isn't that like his job?
Yeah, you'd think like that's what he does. He should be able to know, like, I take the screwdriver, I put it right through here. Well, it'll be unusable.
You've been thinking about it at work all day for weeks, months.
He has to go to multiple rooms where there's surveillance equipment, like a recording part, right? And apparently he doesn't get it all. Anyway, after he partially destroys the surveillance equipment, he moves on to step, 4 now?
Well, although... I guess they've seen him, so he has witnesses. I was going to say, otherwise he could make it look like it wasn't an inside job.
Yeah, that would be smart,
but he tied up his coworkers, so they're
just
like...
showing up to work. Yeah. So he contacts someone now from the main casino security, like in the building. He asks them to meet him at the vault. And he's like, hey, man, I need to repair some of the security cameras in the vault. And they're like, okay, they're malfunctioning. They're like, that's fine, man. Well, I'll meet you over there. It's not suspicious at all. I mean, it's very normal. Yeah. So they make a plan to meet, and they meet Rolando at the vault. 2 security guards, Elizabeth. Unarmed, both of them. So they open the secure doors to let him in, and once they step inside the vault, they're not alone. There's 5 employees inside. 5. This is all of a sudden like, Stanley Kubrick's The Killing. It's like, what do I do with these guys?
What are they doing? Just hanging out?
They're busy counting money for the take from the day before. So they got these 5 money counters in there, right?
God, think of that job. It's 4 in the morning. Yeah, you're in a closed vault.
Yes.
Counting
money and have been for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I assume for hours.
Days. So they haven't let you out in weeks.
Rolando doesn't waste any time. He's got like these 7 people now, 5 in there and 2 he brought.
Yeah.
So he reaches into his tool belt and he brandishes the firearm, his BB gun.
Yeah.
And he again fools everyone, right? 2 security guards who let him in, they're unarmed guys. As soon as they see this firearm, they're like, okay, let's do whatever he says. I'll duct tape you. You duct tape me.
What if he spray painted it hot pink and said it was one of those Susan G. Komen branded
breast cancer awareness
handguns? Haven't you seen that?
I'm sure they exist. But would anybody think like this is my wife's gun, but
that's your cover story, so it doesn't look like a regular gun because it's a Susan G.
I think that would make it look more like a toy. I don't think they'd be on the whole like,
no,
is it October already?
You're like, it looks like a toy, but it's not. It's Susan G. Komen. A walk for the cure, you guys. Now sit down and tape each other. That's good.
Strong.
This is how you think forward. Yeah. This is why I would be a really good criminal
mastermind. You think sideways when other people are thinking straight on. I like that.
It's human nature. I observe it.
So, Ramos at this point has everyone lined up against the wall. They comply with whatever he says. And this last part's key because he doesn't want anyone to get a good look at his non-Susan J. Komen gun. And so because if they realize they're not in danger, there's 7 of them, right? There's one of him in a locked room. They can totally take him.
They can all make eye contact and raise their eyebrows.
Should we do it?
Do it. Yeah. Let's roll. Let's get him.
It could be so easy to overpower him. Anyways, at this point, Ramos like, stand in the corner, facing the wall, or Susan J. Coleman's going to get live. And so they do it, right? They duct tape each other or whatever. I don't know how it works out. So now he's got all 7 people bound with duct tape. And now at this point, he gets to work on the heist part, step 5.
But before they were all bound up, he made them all do breast self-exams.
Probably.
Men too, because it happens, Zaron.
Oh, yeah. If you've got breasts and everybody, men, women, and everyone else has the tissue, of course.
That's just, that's common sense. sense.
I like this. So let's spread some more awareness.
Exactly.
So he drops the duffel bag at this point on the floor, starts to stuff it with cash from the casino's take of the last day or whatever. Mm-hmm. He grabs about $1.5 million in both loose bills and bound stacks of cash.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
$1.5 million.
Yeah, $1.5 million. Then he coolly hefts that stuffed duffel bag up on his shoulder, and now he makes his escape. Step 6. Mm-hmm. He walks out of the vault, retraces his steps back to the security door that he'd been let through. Then with that, now that puts him back on the casino floor. So now he's got a bag of $1.5 million on his shoulder, and he's wearing his normal outfit. No mask, right? Because remember, there's plenty of surveillance recordings. Regardless of the cameras, his duffel bag, on his shoulder, he makes his way through the casino. I think at this point it's like maybe 4:45 in the morning.
Okay.
And so there aren't a ton of gamblers on the floor is what I'm saying, right?
Imagine.
I mean, there's going to be some because there's always some gamblers on the floor.
Do you know if it was a weekend or a weekday?
I believe it was a Friday night, Friday morning.
Yeah, that's not a...
Yeah, so no one will look twice at him, though, because he's wearing his casino uniform. He even has the ID badge. He's got a tool belt with a BB gun in it, not pink, so no one's looking twice. He looks like a workman.
Sure.
He blends into the background. So it's safe, in his presumed anonymity, he walks through the casino and uses an emergency door, exits the building, one that won't set off an alarm, right? Mm-hmm. Once he's outside, he's like, beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop. He texts his buddy, Aguilera, who now he's got the waiting go text, right? So he stops circling the neighborhood.
I wonder if he had one of those Mustangs with like the throaty engine.
That's what I was wondering.
So you're laying there like someone is like, it wakes them up and they're like try to fall back asleep and then... Exactly.
So you can imagine also some like pain in the neck policeman is up early and he sees this same Ford Mustang come around a few times. Wouldn't it be terrible if their whole plan comes down to just the fact they get pulled over by some suspicious cop at like 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, because the guy's doing the probable cause dance where he's just circling it.
But I think it was probably one of those tinny Ford Mustangs, so the cops are
like a Crustang?
The new ones where they don't have quite the same rumble.
Oh, it just looks like a muscle car, but it's inside
like,
the guts
it meets the modern fuel efficiency standards.
It's a Ford Tempo inside.
Yeah. So at this point, Aguilera pulls up to the casino. He meets Rolando, who's like waiting outside the casino with the 1.5 mil, just waiting like doo-doo-doo.
Oh my God.
Doo-doo-doo.
Yes.
And this has to be like the best sight for him, right? He sees his own Ford Mustang pull up.
Yeah.
Aguilera's behind the wheel. They've almost gotten away with it. Now they just need to step 7, which is get in the goddamn car. So he does that, steps inside. The car rumbles or tinnily rumbles back to life and they pull away from the casino, right? At this point, Ford Mustang disappears into like, I don't know, the purple light of the coming dawn.
Beautiful. High
boom,
desert.
Just like that, they've done it, Elizabeth. They've robbed their workplace.
Wow.
Their plan worked perfectly.
Guys, good
job. There's one, obviously, the one huge glaring problem with their plan, and I use that term loosely, their plan. Uh-huh. But you did already point this out. They don't wear masks to their job, and then they rob everybody.
Right.
Like, they've got, like 10 witnesses at this point?
Well, like, at one point, they're in the vault, tied up, and they look at him. They look at the employee of the
Rolando,
month
man.
from 3 months ago sign on the wall, and they like go back and forth.
Employee of the month.
No way. That is him.
Rolando. So I mean, they might as well have left like a greeting card for the police, like
well, they're just like grease up their hands and then go to the window and leave really perfect prints.
So in the bank heist business, I think we call this a huge blunderino.
That is the technical term. I mean, Zaron, don't use shop talk. Put it in plain language.
Sorry, yeah, el mistake-o. So they're now former coworkers free themselves from the duct tape, right? And once free, they immediately phone the cops. The cops have nothing to do out there in like outside of San Jacinto and Hemet, so it takes them 5 minutes to respond to the call. The Riverside sheriff's deputies all arrive at like 5:15 in the morning, and by then the pair of the heist men, they're long gone though, right? These two amateurs though have left a trail thick and wide that leads right to them. So at this point, the law enforcement folks, so they don't know what's going on. Like, it's so obvious. Like, wait, he just showed you his face, and are you? Was anyone forcing him to do it? Like he couldn't. Right. They don't believe what they're dealing with. So what do? They go and they question the money counters. Like, were you in on this? They question the security guards. Why'd you open the door? Yeah. Right. They get them all separated. They ask what happened. They all pretty much tell the same story. All the stories they collect, they all match. So now the truth gets shaken out. They're like, it was Rolando. Okay. Right. So the sheriff's deputies, though, they can't know if there must be some insider possibly. So at this point, they have to keep all of the casino resort guests, whoever's there at like 4 a.m, which has got to be a lively crowd.
Oh, what a motley crew
and this lasts for several hours. They hold them all on the property, right? The casino is on lockdown. According to the local press coverage I read, quote, many guests went back to gambling, while others stood around the entrance trying to find out what had happened.
Oh, I can see the pit bosses being like, just keep it going, keep it going.
Yeah, you got a bunch of 70-year-olds going, what now? Tell me again who it was. Rolando? According to 71-year-old Glenn Huffman of Little Creek, he said they had guards at the front and back door, and we were all told to stay put where we were in the buildings. No one knew what was going on. So there was one elderly woman, though. She was having heart trouble.
Oh,
so
no.
They searched her, they patted her down or whatever, and then she was allowed to leave. She was the only one allowed to leave the property. And once they decided she's got no loot on her.
And picked her up, too.
Hop in. So at this point, though, everyone gets held and they all get questioned by the cops, and then their coworkers are like, no, it was Rolando. Everyone just keeps saying it was Rolando.
I guarantee that lady didn't have heart trouble.
She just wanted to leave.
Yeah, you get to a certain age and you can, they'll believe you. And
I think I'm having a cardiac
infarction.
Exactly.
You don't want my death on your hands.
So once everybody, all the 10 witnesses were like, it was Rolando, and the cops are like, okay, we're getting some definite patterns here. But a couple of them also go, if it was Rolando, man, it was also, I'd be willing to bet you who's involved in this was his work buddy, Eric Aguilera.
So they were like a gruesome twosome hanging out all the time.
Everyone knew, like, Rolando wouldn't do this by himself. Aguilera would be there.
He's
kind of the smarter one, so I'm thinking he was involved. So within less than an hour after they get away with it, they've both been ID'd.
Oh, God.
So the cops launched their manhunt. All right, so a few hours after this, after the heist, the Ford Mustang is found abandoned. I guess they're like, well, here's some more clues. Yeah. Here's my card to confirm it's Rolando.
With the registration on the front seat.
So it's parked a few blocks from the casino, not hard to find.
Oh, they didn't make it very far.
No, they're just
because Eric burned all the gas.
He's like,
driving around the block. They ran out of gas.
Then they walked back to Eric's car, or maybe they thought to switch cars. I don't know. Presumably, though, I like to believe they disappeared in Aguilera's car. But these are not the best or brightest heist men. No. So now, where did these two go with their stolen $1.5 million?
Where did these two go with their stolen $1.5 million?
Great question, Elizabeth.
I know.
Did they make a run for the Mexican border like old cowboys would? Did they head to a small regional airport where there was a waiting private plane? Did they climb into a U-Haul moving truck driven by a third friend and disappear into the LA metropolitan area like they're part of Heat? No, and no.
Oh.
So where did they go? Well, if you guessed not far, you would be 100% correct. The two-man, this two-man heist crew, they holed up in a Motel 6 in Palm Springs. Now, by 7 a.m., Rolando and Eric there in this Motel 6 room with the stolen money dumped on like the double beds or whatever, and they're like, lying on it, throwing it in the air. I don't know what they're doing. It's just fun to picture.
Yeah.
And then to make things worse, better, however you want to look at it, Eric Aguilera's baby mama, his 23-year-old live-in girlfriend, Sonia Boyaquez, she shows up at the Motel 6.
Oh.
And when she sees all the money on the beds, she's like, oh my goodness, and she's floored by it, right? She's like, let me get a roll. And then they throw stacks and like rainbow down onto her, right? Stacks and stacks of cash is how she described it. At this point, the two amateur heistmen and the baby mama, the live-in girlfriend, they count out how much they've gotten away with, and they don't divide it up evenly. It's not a 50-50 split because Rolando went in the building. He did most of the risk.
Yeah.
Eric Aguilera is just basically the glorified getaway driver.
Yeah.
So, and after their profits from the heist are split up, Aguilera and his live-in girlfriend, Sonia, they take off. They drive him down to San Bernardino, and she helps him check into a new hotel, while Ramos heads to L.A. Now, it's still early, and the robbery has yet to hit the news, so the cops already know it was an inside job. More than that, they know who did it. It's Eric and Rolando.
Yeah.
So now, within hours of launching their manhunt, they have search warrants. So they go to both men's homes. When the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, the detectives show up at Eric Aguilera's house, he isn't there, thankfully.
No.
But they have a search warrant, so they just enter the premises. What do you think they find? Don't bother guessing, I'll tell you. A duffel bag with $550,000 from the casino.
Oh,
he just took
share?
his money to his house, left it, and then went to like the San Bernardino motel room to hide out. Like, if I'm not with the money, then they can't prove it was me, man.
What
I don't know.
in the world?
So now at this point, the cops widen their circle of investigation. Using their search warrant, they start to surveil Aguilera's phone. That gives them a new lead. The very next day, Riverside County detectives show up at one of his relatives' houses, and that's where they find him. Like, hey, Eric.
Hey, what's
You're
up?
going to need to come with us, and we are going to have you answer some questions about Rolando.
Oh, God.
And he's there with Sonia, so she gets arrested, too, as an accessory to the
good
heist.
job, girl.
Way to go, Sonia.
Yeah,
so,
it's good, Mom.
You know she had to be pissed about that. They didn't even get to spend $1 of the stolen loot. It wasn't even a full day that they got to be successful heist robbers.
No.
Now,
They just went from one Motel 6 to the next.
Exactly. The mastermind, Rolando, he isn't so easy to find. His whereabouts remain unknown. Riverside County deputies, the detectives, they tell the local press they believe Ramos is still in California. That might change soon.
Yeah,
he could bounce.
A lot can happen.
Assistant Sheriff Pat McManus tells the press he didn't run for the border as soon as he left the casino. I mean, he's got family members outside the country, but we think he's still in the state. So we're like, I don't know why he's telling everything, but usually they won't answer questions. He's like, no, we're going to tell all.
These are all my ideas.
At this point, the investigation becomes a federal affair. U.S. Air Marshals, they join the manhunt, and so does Border Patrol. They're all alerted to be on the lookout for Rolando Ramos. So, Elizabeth, do you think he fled the country? Because they find out he's got family in both Mexico and the Philippines. And now he's got the money to slip away.
No, he didn't.
But the casino heist, he's an amateur, clearly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what's on the side of the law.
He went to Blythe.
So let's take a break. And after these messages, I will tell you about the hunt to find Rolando.
Yes.
So at this point, Rolando's on his own.
Yes.
But he knows Eric Aguilera has been caught because it's in the news. The cops have released it.
Right.
So he's like reading about it. He's like, okay, I'm going to have to lay low. They also at this point decide to put a little pressure on this man on the run. They go old school. They release a photo of Rolando to the news. Suddenly now his face is all over the TV news.
Yeah.
He's in the local paper, the LA Times, the Orange County newspapers, the San Diego Union Tribune. His face is all over, like local news websites, right? This wanted man's face is everywhere like it's like a 1940s noir film.
And they've speculated that he's left the country. And if I'm him, I'm thinking, well, then I'm not leaving the country.
Well, yeah, and there's also lots of ways to leave the country.
I'm going to do the
slow
opposite.
boat to China.
He should have Shanghaied himself.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the cops, though, they also say that he's armed and dangerous. And they tell the public, keep your distance. He's armed and dangerous. And they tell him, if you see...
He's got a Susan G. Komen gun.
If you see him, call 911. Do not engage.
I'll do that if I see him.
And I don't know if they mentioned... I don't know if the cops know he had a BB gun or if they actually believed he was armed and dangerous, but that's what they tell the public. And
Either
it helps
way,
with the manhunt.
Exactly. So. Even if they knew it was a BB gun, I would go... that is a weapon.
Yeah, right?
So he is technically armed.
He is forearmed.
And he's dangerous because he doesn't think things through.
No. Meanwhile, Riverside County detectives, they use a search warrant to go and search his place, too. They're like, maybe we'll find the other $1 million,
Sure.
We got the 550. So this is where they find a very important clue. And when they go to his home in Hemet, he's not there. The money's not there. But what they do find is theatrical makeup.
You get out of here right now. I'm so excited.
Like, I like to imagine it was like mime makeup or like birthday clown makeup.
Yeah, it was like when you're a kid and you get Halloween makeup and it's those oil sticks and it's like white and red and black.
Exactly, just primary colors.
Yeah, and you got to do something with it. And
I was really rooting when I read this. I was rooting for him to his plan was to paint himself as like either like a street mime as part of his getaway or like a birthday clown and that's part of his escape.
He just goes to Venice Beach.
Yeah, he's like, nobody will see me. I'm like late for my birthday party.
You just like do really bad makeup, like, oh, this person's not right. And you get
the lipstick's all going off the sides.
Exactly, and get a fright wig, and they're like, oh, honey.
Did you miss the audition?
Yeah.
Did you blow it? So the assistant sheriff McManus, he tells the press, we assume he's trying to disguise his appearance. Thank you, Assistant Sheriff McManus.
This guy is the best.
Right, he's on top of it. I like that these different groups that they're fighting against, they have to overcome the casino, the security. They got to overcome the Riverside Assistant Sheriff and his gang.
Yeah.
And all of them are just beaming, bright lights.
Yeah.
So at this point, does the Riverside County Sheriff, are they able to get their man? Well, Rolando Ramos, on the run, he's got $1 million. He's believed to be using theatrical makeup. He may be armed with a BB gun.
Or has he got like jackal-level prosthetics?
And that would be dope. Yeah,
right?
like fake nose and eyebrows.
But he
he's
just
like pulling
goes a
off
little
the rubber
too
face.
far. Like no one has a chin.
He doesn't
that
have
long.
enough guar gum, so it's like flapping at the sides.
Flapping.
So also he's got a half-day head start. He's checking the news. He knows his partner's been caught. So at this point, how does he play it smart? Do you think he can do it, Elizabeth?
No. No one involved in this on either side of it is like demonstrating best practices.
No. The Riverside County investigators, they seek more help. They get 6 different search warrants and 12 secured court orders from the state attorney general's office to run cell phone monitoring on Ramos' cell phone and the numbers of his family and known associates.
Did they announce that to the press?
That's the one thing they seem to hold them to themselves.
Good.
So they also go and begin to interview his family, his friends, his associates, like, where's Rolando? Has he contacted you, right? And they bring in detectives from Ontario and the Fontana police departments. Apparently they're effective. They're the only ones they see mentioned.
Right.
They're like, can we get some of those Fontana boys? How about the Ontario girls? Are they available? Because they kick ass. The proverbial net is now closing in. It's only a matter of time, they're convinced. But will Ramos be able to flee the country? Is Rolando going to run? At this point, we're on day 2 of the manhunt. Where in the world is this Carmen Sandiego?
Right.
Great question, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
I'm really glad you asked, right? Is there a birthday clown slinking around L.A.? Who knows?
Yeah.
Was he maybe he was cross-dressing and pretending to be a woman with a bad wig job? I don't know. Maybe I'm just in my minivan running errands,
Is it like a Century City mime school?
Turns out he was busy applying for an emergency passport so he could flee the country.
Wait.
He did not have his passport in order or some one I bought at MacArthur Park.
But
no.
also it's like he's wanted, his picture's everywhere. I'm going to go through the appropriate channels to get an actual passport.
Exactly. I'm going to go deal with the feds and tell them I need an expedited passport.
And it's an emergency.
And here's where to send it. No, I'll come and pick it up.
Let me call my senator.
Either one's bad. Here's where I will be or here's where I am. Send it to me or I'll come meet you.
Right.
Either way, he also gets busy contacting his family in the Philippines, but he's smart enough not to use his own cell phone. So you got to give him that.
Okay.
I forgot to mention he's also high as hell on cocaine because
oh, you're kidding.
He's been living it up because before he flees the U.S., he got nothing to do, Elizabeth. He's got all this money just burning a hole in his duffel bag.
Yeah.
So he goes and he grabs some food, a couple 8 balls of cocaine, he picks up a couple sex workers, and he has himself a little going away party.
No.
In other words, he gets sloppier, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that'll be his downfall. Now, but rather than me tell you about it, Elizabeth, I'd like you to close your eyes.
Oh, God. I don't know
I'd like you
I'm not sure
to
I'm up for
picture it.
this.
It's early in the morning on Saturday, August 4th, 2007. And when I say early, I mean 3 a.m. At the moment, you are busy at work as the overnight manager at the Executive Inn Motel on El Segundo Boulevard in Gardena, California.
Oh, God.
The rather sketchy motel is located just a few blocks west of the 110 freeway. It's about 8 miles away from LAX Airport, or in LA terms, a 15-minute drive by car. It's been an uneventful night so far, which you're thankful about since this motel is also a few blocks away from the Lucky Lady Casino and Larry Flint's Hustler Casino. Neither one is a real casino. They're both card rooms, but, they call themselves casinos because they've got notions. They're not known to attract the best clientele. You're always happy when a Saturday night does not include some bozo who wants some easy money at the Hustler Casino who shows up with some scantily dressed women saying, I need a room. So far, so good. At the moment, though, you're busy using the front desk computer to type up phony reviews of the motel on Yelp. Your boss, the owner, demands that you counteract the many bad reviews of this motel in some vain hope he can improve the 2-star average and bury some of these very ugly reviews. In fact, you just got done rereading the top review, which stated that, quote, warning, don't go here. I came here not too long ago and it's horrible, despicable, and grotesque. My unit had rats, roaches, bed bugs, and I think fleas. They invaded my privacy by going in my room and moving my things from the first floor to the third floor without notice. They lost my belongings. When I asked about it, they kicked me out. There was no toilet seat in my toilet, no towels, soap, or anything given out. The owner or manager is a total rude, disrespectful a-hole. He kept threatening to kick me and my 1-year-old son out anytime I said something. Needs to be shut down. It looks and smells like Skid Row. Not joking. I am definitely suing. That other guy who gave it a 5 is the owner's brother. I saw him before. He works late nights. Shaking my effing head. You can't help but laugh as you read it. Of course, the owner's brother got caught posting fake reviews. The same fake reviews you're now posting, but he's a lazy doofus. You're smart. Him getting caught is spot on. Meanwhile, as you type out your faked review and the worn-out keys go clickety-clicky-clack, you wonder why you're even wasting your time. Who would read a review and also stay at this motel? They're not checking Yelp reviews. However, you really need the job, and the a-hole owner will definitely check if you've posted the fake reviews or not in the morning, so type you do. And just as you get done with your second fake 5-star review, you see it. A caravan of police cars and SUVs come tearing into the lot, racing up. But it's 3 a.m. Their sirens aren't on, thank God. The cops pour out of the vehicles. They're all business. One officer who looks to be in charge of this tiny task force heads over to where you are in the motel office. He pushes open the door. The electronic bell chimes. You smile politely and say, "Do you guys need rooms?" The officer scoffs. No. The look on his face says he wouldn't want to be caught dead in a place like this. Literally, caught dead. He strides up to the front desk and asks if there's a young man staying here alone, possibly checked in under the name Rolando Ramos. You tell him you'll check the computer. Clickety-clack go the keys again, and sure enough, there is a young man staying at the motel, checked in just the night before, but he didn't use the name Rolando Ramos. The officer shows you a photo. Does he look like this man? You give the picture a quick glance, and yes, you remember checking him in the night before. You nod, you say, room 214, and the officer says, thank you. He spins on his heel, strides out. The electronic bell chimes again as the door closes behind him. Meanwhile, you step away from the front desk and walk out to the office to see what you assume will be some sort of dramatic drug bust. This guy is far from the first to be busted at this motel. The electronic bell chimes as you step out into the early morning air. You watch the tiny task force of cops and LA County Sheriff's deputies and Riverside County Sheriff's deputies and what look to be maybe U.S. Marshals as they bound up the cement stairs and rush to room 214. One of the officers, a big burly cop, knocks his heavy fist against the door to the motel room and announces, "Police, open up!" You wait, ever curious to see if the young man will open the door. Is he? Will he? And the cops, will they have to bash it in? After a moment or two, the burly cop gives the signal. He waves the second officer over with a handheld battering ram to knock the door in. He marches over all official-like. With one swift swing, he bashes in the motel door. It caves in like it was made of cardboard. Cops all rush into the motel room. Thankfully, there's no gunfire, because you know if there was any blood spill, who would have to clean that up? And it wouldn't be the a-hole owner. And it wouldn't be the cops. After a long moment, a few cops emerge from the darkened motel room. They have the young man in handcuffs, and he looks the same, except you see that he must have been wearing a wig, because now it's all half askew on his head. And is that makeup? His disguise is useless now. After another moment passes, another sheriff's deputy emerges from the motel room. He's holding a dingy, stained pillowcase. It looks like it's loaded with either money or drugs, perhaps both. A little while later, you learn your suspicions were correct. You overhear two sheriff's deputies discuss the money in the pillowcase. It was just over $800,000. You laugh to yourself as you imagine telling the motel owner about this bust. No amount of phony Yelp reviews will cover this press. It's a clear time you need to find a new job. There you go, Elizabeth. That's how Rolando Ramos gets caught.
Man,
in a
wig
sleazy
and
motel
makeup.
by LAX.
Oh, I really like the reviews says they're going to sue.
Right?
My legal team is on this. There's no seat on the toilet, and I brought my 1-year-old child with me, but I'm calling my attorney.
So, holed up in this sleazy hotel down the street from the Hustler Casino.
Yeah.
Hiding out his $800,000 in a pillowcase.
Amazing. Right? Beautiful.
Waiting as he waits for his emergency passport to be ready so
that's
he can
the life.
flee the USA.
That's what you do this for.
When the pillowcase money was all counted, it was $804,239. Now, if you're keeping track of what was stolen and how much was recovered, that leaves about $30,000 of missing casino money at the end of it all.
It went up his nose.
Exactly. I don't know how he blew $30,000 in basically one night on sex workers below and
Carl's Jr.
A motel room that couldn't cost more than $80. But apparently, according to Assistant Sheriff McManus, he tells the press, as he puts it, Ramos was spending it on the run to drugs, women, rooms, and food. How many buffet lines? I mean, would you have to go through?
He went through the drive-thru a bunch. And then he would forget it in the car and then go back in and go, oh man, and then have to.
He'd have to be buying kilos of cocaine in a restaurant, by the restaurant. I'll take this, the whole place. According to
you bring a lot of friends and they all just went and got buckets of chicken.
There you go. Actually, I could see that ding ringing up real quick.
He's at the Larry Flint Club and he's like, who wants Arby's? And then don't worry, I'll go pick it up.
And half the LA Clippers are like, I do.
Yeah. And so he's like, okay, he goes in there. I want 60 beef sandwich.
According to the San Diego Union Tribune, once it was all said and done, it was $29,130 of the $1,581,809 that they had taken altogether. So Assistant Sheriff McManus from Riverside County, he summed up the casino heist and the subsequent bust with a rather pithy statement, or rather, I think, an understatement. He said, the robbery was well planned. The getaway was lacking. Thank you again, Assistant Sheriff McManus.
Can I quote you on that?
Yeah, that's going in the paper. So these criminals, we see it often over and over again, right? They're willing to risk it all, and yet they haven't thought about how they'll get away with it. Over and over again, we see this. Look, honestly, more than half of the crime is the planning of the crime should be going into getting away with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rolando Ramos arrested, booked at the Southwest Detention Center on Saturday morning. He's charged with casino robbery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, battery. 2 days. That's how long it took the cops to find him. 2 days, Elizabeth.
2 days of freedom he had there.
Well, like a day and a half of freedom. Because remember that first night he's over there in the Motel 6 in Palm Springs, hanging out, counting the money, waiting for,
Right.
So what do we expect, when your plan is to rob a casino where you work and you don't even trouble yourself with wearing a mask? Like, how stupid can one man be?
I'm telling you.
Or two men in this case.
Yeah.
Well, on Monday, Ramos sits for a jailhouse interview at the Riverside Press Enterprise.
Oh, that's a smart move.
Asked about why he'd done it and why, against his lawyer's express intent, Rolando Ramos tells the reporters from the Press Enterprise he blames the cocaine. As he put it, I was so fried up, I was acting on adrenaline. Now that I'm completely sober, I'm like, I can't believe I did that.
Oh, nor can we.
Then he switches gears and he wants to know how he's done. Like, what's the press like outside, right? Am I causing a stir in the media? And he loves he's getting a lot of media attention. Like, that's like a stoke for him. Like, well, if I'm going inside, at least outside I'll be talking about Rolando.
Well, make sure you get my good side. He's like, I didn't bring a cameraman.
He also asks the reporter, he wants to know, imagine, Elizabeth, there's like an Ocean's 11 scale of casino heists.
Yeah.
He's like, how did my robbery rate on the Ocean's 11 scale, right? He offhandedly remarks to the reporter in his jailhouse interview, quote, did I top Ocean's 11 or something? I mean, I don't even know how much I got away with.
Oh, no.
Elizabeth, he'd counted the money and split it, so he did know how much he got away with.
Yeah.
Anyway, he did not top Ocean's 11. In fact, far from it. He stole $1.5 million. George Clooney and his boys, his crew in the Ocean's 11 first one, they stole $160 million from Terry Benedict's casino in Las Vegas.
Exactly.
Which means he didn't even steal 1% of what they walked away with.
Oh.
Not to mention, Danny Ocean's crew got away with it. Another thing he did not do because he was sitting in a detention center near Temecula.
No.
Talk about hubris, though. It's like, how did I do on the Ocean's 11 scale?
God, dude.
You still have cocaine in your system, sir. So now there are two interesting twists in this case. In his jailhouse interview, Ramos says he wasn't actually the mastermind. He just was the heist man willing to walk in the casino and rob it. He's like, I got the cojones to do it.
Right.
He claims his accomplice, Eric Aguilera, is the real brains behind their casino job.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, as Ramos tells the Press Enterprise, he's the one who watches the cameras. He's the one who knows where everything is. I'm just a pawn.
Okay.
Later, when they go before a judge, this story does not fly, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Ramos is tried, convicted, found guilty on all the charges: second-degree robbery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, battery, sentenced to 16 years.
Oh, ouch.
His accomplice, Eric Aguilera, though, the getaway driver, and the alleged mastermind, according to Ramos, he's tried, convicted, also found guilty. He's sentenced to 12 years in prison.
Oh, wow. That's more than I thought he'd get.
Totally. And Aguilera's living girlfriend, mother with 2 children, Sonia Borriquez, she's arrested with him, obviously, so she goes to trial. In court, she testifies that Ramos was the mastermind. I'm like, I think maybe she's biased.
Right.
Anyway, so she said, he came up with the idea. It was all his idea. And when he did it, I didn't even think he was serious. As she states in court, I did not take something like this serious. So she pleads guilty as an accessory to the heist, which I assume probably changed her opinion about whether or not it was serious.
Right.
For her punishment, she was given a light sentence of 6 months of weekend jail time. So
she got
Saturday
that whole
and Sunday,
check in, check out.
Yeah, exactly. Interestingly, both men would appeal their convictions.
Yes, smart.
Ramos had 2 battery charges thrown out, but that was it. Eric Aguilera was let off. An appellate judge reversed the judgment against him.
You're kidding.
So there you go, Elizabeth. He got less time than his girlfriend, who had nothing to do with it. Yet another way not to do a casino heist.
That is 100%.
So what's our ridiculous takeaway
tale
here?
Oh, man. Anytime you think that you're competing with George Clooney or something, think again.
Yes, that's a good standard to use.
Yeah, I think so. Zaron, what's yours? What's your takeaway?
I'm going with yours. I like that one.
Good.
I really don't have one. That's perfect. If you think you're competing with George Clooney,
you're not.
You need to think again. Yes. So there you go. Are you in the mood for a talk back? Just to as a little treat at the end?
Please.
Dave, could we have a treat?
Talk back. Oh my God, did he just say that?
OMG.
Hey all, it's Aria in Colorado. I was driving to an interview this morning listening to your podcast from earlier this year on wig theft. Right as I got to the end, a big old jacked up truck cut me off, which isn't funny. It happens all the time though, unfortunately. But what's funny is that their license plate was wig wig 5. Then I got thinking, big old jacked up trucks are kind of like the big old jacked up wigs from back in the day to show status and wealth and all that ridiculousness. So just had to share. Keep up the good work. Bye.
I love that.
That's amazing. That
Totally.
is so true.
You've changed my view of lifted trucks. I'm going to see them as big wigs.
Wow. Wig 5. But now we know, dude. Wig 5 is out there cutting people off, too.
Yeah. Keep an eye out.
Name and shame.
Yeah. Fine. Let's have pictures of Big 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Wig 5.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah, obviously, we both love your talkback. So go to the iHeart app, download it, leave a talkback.
Yes, please.
And maybe you'll hear your voice here. That would be nice. Also, you can find us, if you're looking for us, online at Ridiculous Crime on Instagram, Blue Sky. We have our Ridiculous Crime pod on YouTube. Go check it out. It's the episodes with some dope animation. And we have a website, ridiculouscrime.com. It was the winner of the 5-time, I believe, Best Hat of the Year award. So for non-snapback hats. So that was good. And we also have, if you can email us if you like, ridiculouscrime@gmail.com. So there's that as well. And as always, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next crime.
Yeah.
Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by Larry Flint's silent partner for the Hustler Casino, Dave Kustin. And starring Annalise Rucker as Judith. Research is by casino buffet robbers and reviewers Marissa Brown and Jabari Davis. Our theme song is by our house band, Brad Pitt's Eating Club, a.k.a. Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton. The host wardrobe provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkle Shop and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are Ben. I prefer Frank Sinatra's Danny Ocean, Bolin, and Noel. Yeah, the new ones don't have any Sammy Davis Jr. musical numbers. Wow.
Ridiculous crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.